Hey everybody, we are live. Very happy to be here with you all. Man, there's a lot going on this week. But very happy to be here. We're gonna let some folks go ahead and get in there while we get this started. But today is a really special day, like a really special day. So we have a very special bonus episode of Howard's University. We are officially at the halfway point with just 5 sessions left. So we wanted to break away from what we normally do, give Dr. Fuller a break this week, and lift up the voices of our young people who have been extraordinary and leading in this moment. And I'm just really excited. We wanted to use this platform to lift those other voices. And today we have some students from Dr. Howard Fuller Collegiate Academy in Milwaukee. And Dr. Fuller crafted some questions, especially from him to them, because as Dr. Fuller always says, that he likes learning from every generation, especially our young people. So I'm going to make sure that I listen and I listen well to what these young folks are experiencing during this historical time and what they need for me to do and for how I can be better. I'm going to take notes, and I think you all should do the same. Let me welcome these folks in. First, we got Miss Charlene Roberts. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well. And I know we got some of your partners in here too. They're just working on the microphones and all that good stuff. So while I bring them in, why don't you tell the folks where you are? Tell them, I told them what school you went to, but you can tell them how you met Dr. Fuller.
Hi, my name is Charlene Roberts. I am a freshman at Marquette University on a full academic tuition scholarship. I met.
That's what's up. Full, huh?
Full.
That's what's up.
I met Dr. Fuller at Milwaukee Collegiate Academy before it transformed to Howard Fuller Collegiate Academy.
Okay. All right, cool. And Miss Ariana Williams, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. My name is Ariana Williams. I'm also a freshman at Marquette University. I met Dr. Fuller at Milwaukee Collegiate Academy before it changed. I went to the high school my freshman year. Also graduated there.
Okay, and I know your sister is with us too. I know she's struggling. Tell her it's okay. If she got to use the phone or she got to hop on with you, it's all good. We just want to get her in here. It's all good. I want to make sure that we take the time out and appropriately congratulate you all. That's super beautiful. That not only are you all, did y'all go to this high school and meet Dr. Fuller, but y'all got into Marquette and it's paid for. Listen, I love being a doctor. I love all that stuff. I owe 6 figures back in student loans. I owe a lot of money back. So to have it all paid for is a blessing, like a super blessing and one less burden that you got to deal with. So you all should be extremely proud of yourselves. Are you proud of yourself?
Yes.
Tell me before we get into these questions, what did it, I'm going to start with you, Miss Charlene. Tell me what it felt like the moment that you found out that you both got in and then that it was all paid for.
It was like a moment of relief. I understand that I won't have to worry about my financial aspect of school and I can just focus strictly on my studies, getting through, making those connections and maneuvering my way through my college experience.
Mm-hmm. That's what's up, man. Ariana, what did it feel like for you?
It felt like all my hard work just paid off. I always wanted to work harder than what I should just to make sure I won't have to pay student loans or I won't be in debt. And I just always felt like I wanted my education to be free, so I had to go harder than normal.
That's what's up. And we have somebody that looks just like you right next to you now. Ariel, can you hear us okay? Oh, we still can't hear you. Can you say something again? We can't hear you yet, but it's okay though. We gonna get you. She's your poor sister. She's struggling over there. But we're really proud of you, and I know Dr. Fuller's proud of you. When I brought up the idea of utilizing this show with young voices, he already kind of knew who he wanted to go to and who he wanted to talk to. So, man, how do y'all feel being on his platform, being on his show?
Great.
Good.
Ariel, can we hear you now? Say something.
Yes.
Everybody clap for her. We got her on. So, which twin is the oldest? Which is the oldest? I know it's like a thing with twins. Who's the oldest?
Aria.
Oh, okay. Did she remind you that she's the oldest, Ariana?
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
It's about 2 minutes, okay?
it's by how long?
2 minutes, just 2.
2 minutes, which counts.
It counts. That makes a difference. Okay, that's what's up. Well, he wanted to celebrate you all. Ariel, we didn't get your intro. Aside from being Ariana's big sister, tell us about when you met Dr. Fuller and what your plans are for this year.
I met Dr. Fuller my freshman year, and my plans for this year is to start college, get through college. Well, get through my freshman year, make sure I'm not procrastinating, make sure I'm using all the knowledge that Dr. Fuller gave to me, and make sure I'm applying all the things that I learned from his class throughout my experience.
That's what's up. So we're gonna get into that. We're about to talk about that. So let's start off. And Shirley Ann, this question comes to you first. What's your take on just what's happening today with all the COVID-19 pandemic, the police brutality stuff, and us resisting that? Like, tell me your take on everything you're seeing.
I feel like it's sometimes to have like his up days where I feel like, okay, this is getting a little better, or maybe the solutions that the citizens are coming to is helping. But then sometimes I feel like the situation is getting worse and it's getting out of control. And sometimes you need like one spokesperson to like speak for the people, because in certain cases it's just getting too bad.
That's what's up. Ariana, we're gonna come to you. What's your take on everything that's happening right now? Like, how are you experiencing the world?
As far as the COVID-19, I feel like it's very sad, all the deaths, and I honestly feel like it caused like the world to go into a panic. I don't think anyone was really ready for it, and I just feel like the world has changed drastically, and who knows if it'll ever be like the same, and if it is, it's probably a long time coming for it to get as even close as it was. As far as like the revolution for like the killings of Black people, I just feel like it's been happening for years. It's just history repeating itself. It's really repetitive, If anything, it's just like these things have always been happening. It's just still happening. It's probably just covert racism, it's institutionalized racism with the cops killing Blacks. It's not surprising. It's not surprising at all.
Well, I appreciate you sharing that. Twin, we're gonna come to you. Like, how are you just experiencing everything that's happening right now? Like, what's your reaction? How does it have you feeling?
It's not really surprising. I feel like I was prepared in a way for something like this to happen, learning about all the history and things like big things, like bad things like this happened before. Like Ariana said, history repeats itself. As far as the revolution and everything like that, the civil war that's going on, that's repeating itself. It's just racism being performed on Blacks in a different way. COVID just came so sudden. It just makes me feel like stronger. I feel like it's something that happened so sudden and nobody was prepared for it. Nobody knew about it. And we had to adjust to all these different changes. It just makes me feel stronger.
How do y'all want to see the adults in your life respond to it? Like, how do you feel we've reacted and like do you feel like folks are taking care of you? Like, what I mean? Go ahead. You was about to jump in there. Go ahead.
I feel like adults probably reacted not in the best way, with buying up multiple supplies and bulks, just making the world go on some type of crazy frenzy. But that's with anybody, it is a drastic change. Everybody has to like adopt to it. Like, it is a drastic change, but I feel like adults should more so be those role models for like their kids or the youth. If we see everybody panicking, what would we do? I feel like they have to put on a strong face or just try to keep it together so we can look after them. So give us hope.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely agree with what Ariana said. It's like if you're driving in Milwaukee and it's snowing and you're on black ice, you're not going to sit there and brake and watch your car lose control, but you're going to sit there and tap on the brake so you won't lose control. And it's just like with the COVID-19, like everyone needs to stop panicking, just
Yeah.
take a few breathers
Right.
and look at everything that's happening and try to figure out a solution rather than, oh yeah, the mall just opened, so now you got 100 people at the mall. Let's go to Walmart
Right.
every day and buy up all the supplies. Like you're not helping anything. You're just keep spreading the virus.
Hmm. That's what's up, man. So I appreciate that, and I think that like so one of the things that you telling us is as adults, folks should be a little bit more. They should make other people panic. Try to figure out what needs to happen. Have some order about yourself, or you'll spin out like ice. Got you. Well, also a lot of people that watch this, they don't live like in that area, right? Like I grew up in California. I was born in Chicago, so it's a lot of people over here that don't even know what black ice is or what you need to do in that neighborhood. I appreciate the analogy. I definitely appreciate it. Ariel, what's your take?
I agree with what my sister said because that is like with them when you see older people panicking, it's like, wow, so what do we do? And y'all panicking and y'all going crazy, buying up everything. It's like, okay, so we have to be the pilot class to like just start doing positive things to let other people know that it's okay and we can make it through this. I feel like we need to be more consistent. Once this happened, people started picking up habits which are good habits, but then they stopped them. Like I work at Walmart, the sales on sanitizer is going down now. Hand soap sales are going down now. Like, why are y'all stopping? Keep it, be consistent with this stuff.
Right.
Everything that's happening now is actually good that it's happening. This pandemic has caused, well, some of the stuff. This pandemic has caused people to be more sanitized, stay at home with their kids, have more quality family time. But now that they think that it's gone, it's some of this stuff is just returning back to the same things.
Right.
Yeah,
And it
well, it
shouldn't
ain't
happen
gone.
like that.
There's a second wave coming with these things, and it usually is. Real quick, I want to take time out to introduce Jaden Cummings. He was not a student of Dr. Howard Fuller's Collegiate Academy, but he is one of my lead fellows in Energy Converters, and we do a lot of work nationally where we utilize student voices and community voices to actually improve education. And he also goes to my alma mater, high school, where he'll be graduating soon. Jaden, welcome, brother. And why don't you introduce yourself to the group?
Hi.
Hello, I'm Jaden Cummings. I go to Charles Old High School, Emerville High School in near Oakland, California. So I joined his program Energy Converters like around 2 years ago, and honestly, taking responsibility for things as a student, and speaking up and like trying to change education, like it's something that has changed my life in many ways. Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. And so again, today is very special. And if you're out there watching, I want you to take some time, show these young people love, because it's not easy to do this and come on this type of platform that's going to touch a few thousand people across the country. And also, if you can, take a moment and share the stream so we can spread these young people's voices and touch more people. But listen, man, today is about you all and about what y'all have been learning. So I'm gonna start with the ladies and just really kind of learn more about what y'all learned at that school. Dr. Fuller loves that school. I mean, every time I see him, he got on some swag. He like make sure that I got stuff around the school. I got the logo. There go the logo right there. I'm gonna just leave the logo up while y'all talking, right? Like he loves that school. And most people don't actually get to see a school be named after them while they're alive. I think it's him and Barack Obama and a few other people. So
Right.
tell us what made that school special. And what you learned. Ariel, let's start with you. Like, what made it special going to that school with Dr. Fuller?
Dr. Fuller as a person, being in the same building with him, it's just special, period. But going to the school, it's really family based. It's not like an average school. It's like you can feel that family. You can feel like the love when you just walk into the building. As a freshman, I just remember, and then I remember seeing Dr. Fuller for the first time, and he walked up to me and he just began talking to me and gave me a hug and stuff. And it's like, oh my God, who are you? Like, you seem so important. You're wise. I love you. So he just made me feel so good. And I
That's
just
what's
stayed
up.
there, and he's been there for the whole way through.
Yeah.
And Miss Williams, before I go to the rest of y'all had a class with him. Y'all wasn't just at his school, but he like came down, you know, from Marquette, and he actually led a class, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
What happened? So, what was the topic of this class? What? Somebody tell me what this class was all about.
Well, it was called Black Identity. It was like just
It was
helping
our
us.
English class.
Yep. Helping us like define different forms in terms of racism. Also, like being able to like find out who you truly are as a Black person.
And then we went back in the history of cases, for starting with like Sarah Roberts and different people who had got racially profiled or racial discrimination in the past. And we went back and talked about those cases and how they started versus how the conviction led.
And then we learned about different forms of racism, like institutional racism, individual racism, covert and overt racism. So now we can apply those terms throughout our everyday lives and like point out what kind of racism we see and things like that. We learned that racism is not a scientifically definition. Like, you can't Google it. It was made by the society. So we took a lot of good things from that.
Yeah.
And another thing that I like that we learned from the class was how we all three of us take class at University of Wisconsin Milwaukee. We did that our first semester and second semester of senior year, and we was applying how we were getting racially profiled by different teachers and students there.
Right.
We was applying it to the class. Like, I enjoyed that part, you know, just being able to know what's going on around me and why are people treating me certain ways.
Yeah, because a lot of the times people will be racist to you. That's just that. You know, people will be racist to you, but when you're able to call it out or when you're able to identify it or see what's happening, it feels better. Like, okay, you're probably not being obvious with it, but you're using covert racism or this.
You're probably not an individual racism, but the institution that you work for is racist.
Right. Yep.
You can call things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So now that
and it's how we react.
Oh, go ahead, sister. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's good, like how we react to it. Like, we're not gonna react in such a negative way, but in a positive way. And, you know, when you get to educate people on what's going on, and they don't come to a realization about what they're doing, but you explain it to them, then it can help. It can help the situation a lot better.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Right.
I mean, so I just want to stay there a little bit, and we're gonna come to you too, Jaden. I mean, so you know, Fuller is somebody he's very calm around me. He's somebody who mentors me. We all still need mentors and mentor other people. But I struggle with that. I struggle with, like, you know, my temper and getting upset. And it sounds like Dr. Fuller has kind of worked with you all around keeping your calm and understanding the situation. So help me out. Now I need some help, right? Like, I get angry. I don't really like, it's funny because I do a lot of public stuff, but I don't really like being in the public like that. I don't really like, I want my personal business to be my personal business, professional to be professional. And I think everybody expects you to be perfect in this world. And I made a lot of mistakes, right? So I need y'all to give me some wisdom that you got from Dr. Fuller just around my own anxiety or me having a short temper. Help me.
Blocking out the background noise.
Okay, that's something
blocking out that background noise.
Yep. Background noise could be like any negativity, any hater, anybody just passing their negativity on you, just making it negative. I just feel like anybody would get mad. The average person would get mad, especially because the situation or the whole thing is just, you know, it would make you mad. Like, really? This has been happening decades ago. How about we make a change? But some people are stuck. Some people are stuck and they can't fix it. So just being able to identify it, you know, just being aware is okay, but you don't always have to react on it, you know, because that's what they want. They probably expect some people to go crazy or, oh, look at that mad Black woman, you know, just don't give them the satisfaction. Just try to keep your cool.
Yeah.
Regardless, it's gonna happen. I'm afraid to say it, but you know, it's not gonna stop. So it's just like you gotta go with it. You gotta learn how to handle it.
Well, somebody like that. Does anybody else have any other advice for me? So block out the background noise. Be ready for it. What else?
I
In this
think
moment,
if
I'm
it's
so filled with rage. Like, I mean, and I'm gonna just be real with you. Like, part of this is at any moment you could be student or teacher. Like, I'm not teacher, right? Like, I always say that. You say that to Jaden. Like, I'm not your teacher. Like, I'm your partner in this work. As somebody who has been pulled over by the cops, taken out of my car, handcuffed, had police put guns on the back of my neck, told me to dump out my trunk, said a whole bunch of other stuff. Like, basically, nigga, if you move, I'll shoot you, right? Like, this is, and it was a white cop and a black cop. I remember that. I was 20 years old. I was in college, right? Like, so when I see this stuff, right, and that rage and anger kind of comes from me, and also just being a black male in that sense, like, what would you all have to say for me? And then Jay, and I'll pull you in because at some point, sadly, all of you, but especially you, Jaden, you might have to experience something similar. So what's y'all's takeaway from that and what you got for me?
I would say something like figure out what impact that you want it to have in 24 hours. Like in 24 hours, is it really going to matter, or are you going to have like the negative choice? Are you going to react in a way where it's going to be a way bigger situation because you're in way more trouble now, or are you just going to figure out a different solution?
Got you. Jaden, let's bring you in a little bit on this, man. How you doing, boss?
I'm doing all right. Yeah.
I'm happy to see you, man. I'm happy to see you. So you've heard them. Well, one, let's start off with what's some things that you learned in Energy Converters. We can't just have them talk about all how great Dr. Fuller is and all his stuff. You got to rep for EP, brother. Wear that banner. What did you learn when you were a fellow, and then also just with leading this work as an alum? Go ahead.
Yeah, so I learned agency and responsibility, and knowing that just sitting down, sitting quiet while my school and the adults run things is not going to work. And I just need to speak up and tell the adults at my school that if I think something needs to change, that I just got to be real with them, and really getting into the educational field and really getting my voice out there, my opinions and my friends' opinions. That's something I learned in Energy Converters. In the alumni program, we've been getting how to explain this. We've been getting really into the educational field in a way that we're actually changing some laws like locally, and what we're doing is amazing. Like we're changing the A through D rules. We're eliminating the D, so that students have equal chances in school, so they could go to summer school. Because if you get a D in the school year, you can't go to summer school. You can't redo that. You can't make that up, and that's not fair at all. But if you have an F, you do. So that's incentivizing work grades essentially. And so we're doing it. We're changing everything. Yeah, like I've learned so much. It's completely changing.
So with what the ladies just said, they just gave some advice for folks like me who, do have a lot of rage or whatnot, or kind of in this moment. I mean, what have you seen in this moment? Like, one, how has it affected you? How are you doing? And, in this moment with COVID and with the police brutality stuff, how's Jaden doing?
Well, like you said, I have some sort of anger built up as earlier this year, my house was raided, and the cops came in this house. 10 cops came into this house looking for a cell phone. You know what I mean? Just stupid stuff. They destroyed my room, so that pissed me off. But really, I just get myself out in the streets. Like I want to start protesting as much as I can, just to let it out in a better way instead of really rioting and looting. Although that's that's the streets talking, like Dave Chappelle said. That's that's the people talking, rioting and looting. But I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, so protesting is a way out that all my anger. Just sharing what I see is happening on social media. That's how I control my anger. and just articulating how I feel on platforms like this that can really help.
Well, man, one, I want to say I'm sorry that your house got raided and ran up in. I've had situations where police have definitely, I've just seen my parents get arrested. So, like, I've seen police come in and arrest my parents before. And I've just been in those kind of situations, man. And I know that stuff doesn't go away. So I'm glad you mentioned it. And I hope that you're talking to somebody and you always got me. And I appreciate that. I think that, and I wanted to just sit with that and hear that because that's something that doesn't go away. And that's something that you kind of move on with. So I want to stay here with y'all a little bit. Can we stay here a little bit? Because this is y'all educating everybody else. Usually people are talking at you, talking down to you, or whatever the case is. Right now, y'all giving me game. So I would start with you on this, Jaden, and then bring it back to the ladies. I need you. What do you need me to be doing right now, Jaden? Like, how can I be better in this moment? And I'll listen humbly.
Just be the best man you can be. Really, and if you can use the wealth and power you have to really showcase what's going on in your community, I feel like that's the best you can do.
Mm-hmm. Right. What does any of you ladies want to jump in? Like, I'm not even just saying for like an invisible adult. Like, think about Dr. Fuller, think about me or whomever. What do you want to see us doing? Like, what are your orders for us?
I would say keep doing conversations like this. Like this is where it starts at, like getting the youth together to have like a conversation where we talk about what's going on and our opinions about the situation and what solutions that we feel like work. But it's going to take more than just us four. We should start by maybe trying to connect kids from all over the country, to come together and figure out what we're doing in our own communities and our own cities to make that solution happen.
That's what's up. Anybody else want to jump in on that?
I agree with Charlene. I feel like activities like this or peaceful protest is fine too, because I'm for the protest. Just getting people together, the youth together, especially because we are the future. Our voices matter. We should be the main ones having an opinion because we're gonna have to deal with this later in the future. So getting our voices out there more, having more activities like this will definitely help.
Well, that's good. That's good. And before I come to you, Ariel, I just want Jaden to hear that because Jaden has gotten the green light to not just be on my show or the show that we have or whatnot. He's gotten the green light to produce his own show.
Congratulations.
I'm supposed to be getting a plan from him. So you might want to make sure you connect with these young ladies and you have your National Youth Voice show, sir. Because Jaden was like, yo, so let me just, Jaden, I'm going to tell on you real quick. So Jaden was like, yo, I love that show we did. When we doing another one? I'm like, when you doing one? And he was like, oh, I got you. I'm like, yeah, bro, but that means like you got to produce it and write it. He was like, well, like you got to come up with it. So I ain't heard back yet, Jay. All I'm saying is, bro, it's here for you.
Got it.
But that's what we try to do in Energy Converters, and I think that's what Dr. Fuller was trying to do with you all. Like, I'm not just handing out fish. Like, I'll give people fish when they need it. I'm about giving y'all poles so you can catch your own fish, right? Like, I can produce these all day, but the real gold is when I teach y'all how to produce it on your own, and I make sure you got the platform and you do what you need to do, and then you don't need me. See, I think one of the things is that a lot of educators want their students to feel like they need them. And then that inherently becomes selfish of that educator. I think the job is to make it to where you don't need me, to where because I won't be there forever. And one of the things I would tell Jaden and his cohort was, don't think I'm gonna be here forever. I'm not your teacher. This is not for a grade. You are my partner in this work, and people come and go in your life in seasons. And so, so I just wanted I wanted him to be able to be self-sufficient, just like the rest of our fellows, and just like you all, which drives us to the next question, ladies, that Dr. Fuller had for y'all, around colleges. Like, what was the application process like? Where are you planning on going? Jaden, I know you have another year, but I will pull you into this conversation as well. And Ariana, we're going to start with you on this.
The application process was It was pretty smooth. I think it was pretty smooth because our school is just college based. From the day we walk in, from the day we go out, they've always prepared us for college, you know. So they all like we have classes. Our we go by this slogan at our school is we will be taking our students. I'm sorry, y'all, help me out.
To and
We were
through.
taking our chance to and through.
Yes, we were transferring our students went through college. So that alone is just makes us like we're going to college. You know, some people come into high school not thinking about college. I honestly came into high school
Yeah,
not
me
thinking
too.
about it. You know, who thought about college? I'm like, what is college? But so that was they made it very helpful for us. It was really smooth how they had it.
Okay, that's what's up. So when you start looking, like, how did you how did you figure out which schools to even look at? I know, with being at Marquette, huh?
You like decided what school I wanted to go to?
Yeah. How many schools did you apply to? Like, what was that process like? Did you have a lot of help from the school? Were you on your own?
I definitely had a lot of help from the school. And I pretty much didn't have a special college I wanted to go to. Some people know what college they want to attend. They apply. I applied to many different colleges, so I would have that choice. And I didn't have a specific, I didn't have a type of college I wanted to go to. I mean, I was interested in a HBCU, but I'm like, you're going to get an education either way you go. So
I got you.
I ended up choosing Marquette because it's closer to home. Also, because Dr. Fuller, I know he was working there. I know he's there, and he's very known in the school. And a lot of my role models were in Marquette. I know a lot of alumni too. I think I want to go to Marquette.
Okay. Oh, dude. Okay, that's what's up. Shirley Ann.
Okay, so
and tell me how to pronounce that. I don't want to be butchering your name. Charlene or Shirley Ann?
Shirley.
Okay. I'm sorry. Damn.
Go ahead. So the beginning of the school year, I kept getting frustrated, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. This college process, you got to send in all these forms. And then we end up going to a HBCU college fair. And our school had gave us a bunch of transcripts and pens and was go apply. And then we just applying everywhere, going to all the tables and getting all the acceptance letter. So then when I went home that night, I'm like, oh, okay, it's easy. Just went online, apply, asked them to submit my official transcripts. And then when it came time to it, I kept telling everybody, I'm going to go to college for free. I don't want to be in debt. I don't want to look up years later from now and figure I have to pay all this money back to all these different schools. So I got accepted into a school in South Carolina, I believe, Benedict, where it was only thing I would have to pay for is room and board, I believe. Everything else was paid for. So when I still wanted to apply, I had went to a law program at Marquette. And I'm like, Marquette's always been my dream choice. Everyone keeps saying Marquette is super expensive. Marquette is super expensive. I always have a second option. Marquette is so expensive. I'm like, that's always been my favorite school. I thought I was going to go into law. I just knew I was going to be a lawyer. So I applied, and then I applied for the full ride scholarships. And I actually got waitlisted for 3 of them. And then I finally got the call back that I had got accepted into Burke. And then I had got accepted into EOP previously. So it was just Marquette is the best way to go. And then I know I'm still going to have my support team because they live here in Milwaukee. So I was best way to go.
That's what's up, man. I think that's beautiful. And I'm glad that that's something that happened for you. You know what I'm saying? I think that's really dope. Ms. Williams, tell us your process. What was this process like? Have you made a choice yet?
Yeah.
All right. Where did you choose?
Marquette.
Oh, so he just got all y'all.
Yeah, we're all
it was
Marquette.
they all born to Marquette. That's what he was like. This is what's happening. Okay.
Yes. I would say our process we're all like kind of similar because we're going to the same school. We're coming from the same school. I experienced that with Charlene at that college fair. That was our first college fair. They gave us both
Yes.
stack of letter of recommendations, our ACT scores, and our transcripts, and they told us to go apply, like she said. And I just remember leaving that college fair with so many different acceptances, and I felt like that rush of excitement, and I was so happy, and I just kept applying for schools. I'm like, yes, I love this feeling. I can get accepted here. I can get accepted here. But then I really never had an idea of where I want to go. I knew I was interested in the HBCU, like Ariana said. But once I started to apply for schools and apply for different scholarships and stuff, Marquette was one of the schools that really came up to the top of my list because it's close to home. My family wanted us to stay close to home. They offered the most money.
Yeah.
And we got accepted into the direct nursing school, and that's what I'm going into school for, nursing. So I'm like, this is my best choice.
Wait, so did all three of y'all get everything paid for?
Yeah, I did.
It's just tuition for Ariana.
Hey y'all, let's take a moment, man, to clap it up for them, for these young ladies, clap it up for Dr. Fuller. I mean, listen, man, people they underestimate, like, when people say you can go to school for free. I owe over $100,000 back for like my education. You understand? Like, I'm grateful for my education. There are parts of it that, like, pissed me off while I was going through it because it's frustrating. But that's beautiful. That's a crutch that you don't have to carry around afterwards. And that's just a blessing. I hope y'all know that. And if you out there listening, please show these young people some love. Let them know that you hear them, and share this. I don't care if you already shared it. Share it again. This the type of news and content I want to be seeing today. I want to be seeing some young people that's breaking out. So my guy Jaden is my heart, man. Y'all don't understand. Like, I don't have no favorites. I want to say that, but Jaden is my heart, and he's just so much better than me when I was at that age. Like, he's just a good dude. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I was working hard. I don't know if I was a good dude per se. I was a product of where I was from. But Jaden just has a really, really pure heart, and I had to grow into it, and I'm still trying to grow into it. Jaden, what is this process like? You looking at colleges. One, why don't you tell everybody what you did to make sure everybody got a chance to look at colleges, because you made an impact on your campus with that. What happened?
So my sophomore year, I wrote an article in the beginning of the year, talking about how my school needs a lot of stuff, right? And that we need to go on a college tour, because they were talking about not going in the previous year. The sophomore class went. And so my school did decide to go on a college tour down to Los Angeles, from the San Francisco Bay Area down to Los Angeles. And we visited like 6 or 7 colleges. And that college tour, like, that I pushed for, did change, what colleges I wanted to go to. My dream college as a little kid has always been to, like, follow my mom's footsteps and go to USC, University of Southern California. And it's changed over these last few years. Now I probably want to go to Boston University in the East Coast. I probably want to go to HBCU. I also want to stay in California somewhat. So I'm not completely sure, but I feel like I have a lot of options, and I'll just see where I get accepted. So.
Hey man, I mean, I think that's super dope. And my question I guess it takes me back to when I had to do it, and I had to kind of do all of that on my own. Like, my parents were supportive in a sense of, oh, you're going to college, but neither one of them went to college, so they didn't really know how to like help me. You know what I'm saying? Right. And like, so I had to figure it out and figure out my A through G. And this is where you still had to do, you still have to apply by hand. Like, it was, the internet was like new. So they were just starting to take stuff over the internet or whatever. And I remember being like between $35 and $55 a pop, and just trying to get those, grants to apply. I had a few basketball scholarships, but I knew I wasn't going to the league. And one of them was partial. partial was like a part of it was paid, but it also meant like if I got injured, I would have lost my bread. So I stayed and went to Cal State Hayward, which is now East Bay. It's in the Bay Area. But those stories are great, man. Those stories are super great. And y'all should be really, really proud of yourselves, man. Like you really should. I like y'all, this generation of young people, y'all just have the access that you got to information, like the way that y'all are like in it in a different type of way. Y'all have more information on your phone than like Martin Luther King had access to his whole life. Like that's crazy, right? I'm just saying that's crazy. What impact do you want to leave on like the planet, yo? Like what do you want to what do y'all want to do? And I'm gonna just go random. I'm gonna start with Ariel this time.
Oh, I can't even put it into words because I want to do so much. Like, I don't know. I just want to make a difference. It's like I want to do like when I see like stuff that's going on in the world, I think I make my head hurt by trying to like see what I can do as one individual to stop like the stuff. I just want to make a difference and like at least be able to take away one problem before I leave.
Right.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Jaden, what about you, man? What is something that you know, what impact do you want to leave?
Well, I want to leave like some sort of a legacy. I'm not sure what exact legacy yet.
Right.
Like I know I have a lot of time to figure it out, but yeah, I just want to leave some sort of legacy, and I want that legacy to be positive. I want people's lives to change because of me. Essentially that's it. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Charlene, I said it right. Did I say it right? I had to ask the non-existent people next to me to make sure they holding me accountable.
In the back.
The people off camera. What do you want to leave?
I want to leave my mark, whether it's big or small. I want to leave my mark. I want people to know that that's what I believed in. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know what it's going to be yet, like Ariel said.
Right.
But I know it's going to be something. So
that's what's up. The other Miss Williams.
I definitely agree with Ariel and Charlene. I don't know specifically yet, but I do want to leave my mark. I want people to look back and look at the positives, like, oh, she did this and we can do it too, especially as a Black woman. We're Black little girls, it's okay, cherish the skin you're in because you can make a difference.
That's beautiful, man. So is there any questions that you all have? Because I just been sucking all the information and knowledge out of y'all. And I do have a short video clip to show just around the impact I think Black educators should have on their Black students. But I want to also make sure I open it up so y'all can ask questions. I don't know if I got much to offer you. I'm gonna just be really honest when y'all ask me questions. If I don't know something, I'm like, I have no idea. I am not that enlightened. I just want to let y'all know that. So what questions do you all have?
What do you think the community should do to make the biggest, like, what do you think the biggest problem is right now in America?
What do I think who should do?
What do you know? What do you think the biggest problem is in America, like right now?
I think that I think there's a few, but if you ask me the biggest one, I think that we have an inability to focus. And what I mean by that is that with social media and the internet and everything coming to us, we get bombarded with so much stuff. And I don't think this is the first generation. This is the first time in history that this has happened like this. And I think that I think it's too much. I think we haven't like balanced out. I think in 20 years, 30 years, I think it'll be a little bit easier and people will have better ways to filter all the news inundating them. I think that mental health, our collective mental health is struggling, I think, for everybody. I think everybody's a little off. I think everybody is doing a little bit of fronting. And I think that The Emperor's New Clothes is my favorite book. Have y'all ever heard of The Emperor's New Clothes? So
No.
Jaden has heard this before because I say it all the time to young people I work with. It's a story that I learned when I was 5 years old. And basically there was this insecure king and these two con artists came to his town, and they said, we can weave you the most beautiful clothes of all time. And he wanted it because he was vain and he was insecure. But he said, there's one catch. Only those that are worthy of their lot in life or their position will be able to see it. So these people are weaving is nothing. They're weaving an invisible clothing. And then he sends his best man over there, and he's like, how's it going? And the best man went and looked, and he was like, well, I don't even see nothing. But they reminded him, only those that's the most that's most qualified for their job can see this. So he lies and said, it's beautiful. The clothes look great. He asked somebody else on staff, and they lied too. And then it gets to the king, and the king realizes he doesn't see anything, but all these other people see it. So he's like, no, it's beautiful. Let me put this on. So he goes out and he has to address the town, and he's naked. And everybody in the town is lying and saying that they see these beautiful clothes because they don't want to be exposed for not being worth their lot in life. And then it took some kids. It took kids that didn't have a lot, that didn't need to be validated by other people. And these kids came up to dude and was like, hey, homie, you naked. Like, you ain't got no clothes on. I tell that story because I think that's the moment in time that we in. Everybody trying to be overwoke. Everybody trying to front with who they are. Everybody is now all of a sudden perfect. I coming from a very problematic time, like to even get to where I had to get to. Like there's just things that I've done and I'm not necessarily proud of, but things that like trying to always become a better person. And I think that as long as we're not allowing people to be better versions of themselves, but we always want to remind them of who they were, I think that's one of the biggest problems that we have in this country, where we have an overabundance of things and money and access and excess. And if we don't get that in order, it's going to be a lot of miserable people. And it's going to be a lot of people that's hiding in their closet naked, saying that they got clothes on. So that's what I think. Hopefully,
I love that.
You are enlightened. You just enlightened.
You are enlightened.
Yeah, I definitely like that story.
I love that.
I mean, so, the point is like, just I think folks just need to be kind to each other and like allow people to grow. I recently just watched, have y'all seen Five Bloods?
Yeah, I saw it.
I started it.
So Five Bloods means so much. It means so much to me. So like my uncle is like my favorite person, and he was in Vietnam, and it messed him up. I usually curse. I'm trying to do better because it's young people here, but I don't have filters. It's bad. But it allowed me to have a better understanding of the type of demons he was fighting coming back from Vietnam. And sometimes we can play Monday morning quarterback and cast judgment on people. I have true unconditional love for that guy who's had a very trying life, and he's done a lot of things to people, a lot. But loving that guy, regardless of those things, it helps me be a better person, and it keeps me humble. Because if somebody wanted to dig up stuff on me and put it out there, then you can get rid of all of us. None of us is Jesus, and even with real Jesus, they hung him too. He was murdered by the state. So I mean, that's I love that movie. If you get a chance to see it, I think it's Spike Lee was in rare form because he had kind of a few of the movies didn't hit as of late. So hopefully that answer was sufficient, man. Y'all been kind of killing it. So can I show y'all a video real quick? This is we just acting up. I'm the sub today. The professor's out. So we just what subs do when they come in, they show a movie. Let's just show a movie.
Right.
Y'all are out of school now. Usually when subs will come in saying we're gonna watch a movie, they probably had a hangover. It's a secret. But anyway, probably shouldn't tell y'all that. So in this video, it's and this is what I was trying to get you on, Jaden. I have another show called Oakland Joy, but it's not about education. It ain't about none of this deep stuff. It ain't about marching. It's just me and friends I went to high school with just showing love to each other. And I was able to bring on a special guest that none of them were expecting. And you will see, and I think this is kind of the impact that Fuller may have on you all. But when you see these people's reaction, there's a few things I want y'all to pay attention to. So let me go to it. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's make sure y'all can hear it. Okay, let's see. that can talk to John's memory a little bit more. And I told y'all that I had a special guest for y'all if y'all stuck in there and hung in there. So no.
What y'all doing? Well, these was chicken too. I wish it was chicken too.
Don't make me cry.
Oh, hey, what's up, forever, Jamila? What's going on? What's up, bud? Coach Hub?
What's up, man? Oh man.
How you doing? Good to see you.
There's a reason I wanted to show that. So one, you see the thing saying R.I.P. John. John is somebody who played ball with us, who was killed in a car accident, and it was just tough for us. But that guy that came on was my basketball coach and some of their teacher, and some of them hadn't seen him in 20 years. You know what I'm saying? So when he popped in, like you see all these folks, and we talking about the death of a really good friend of ours, but his face comes on and it's instant joy. And if people out here have been listening to these young folks, the one thing I want y'all to take away is the joy in everybody's faces when that educator comes on. Like that dude led with love. He was in like this is early years as a teacher too. He was like 22, 23. He was early as a coach and early as a teacher. And what he lacked in his just general ability to teach, because it takes a long time to get there, it was he genuinely loved his students, and it lasts even 20 years later. When y'all were talking about the impact you want to have that kind of impact.
Yeah.
Everybody is crying like in this video, right? And like that's what we kind of went from. So I just wanted to share that with you all. I wasn't trying to make y'all like emotional or nothing like that. I just wanted to
crying.
Right.
But you know, I think the reason why I wanted to do this show is because Fuller means a lot to me, and I wanted to capture his legacy at the end of his career. He is retiring from everything, and he's getting older and stuff. And I know that having you all on and talk about what he's taught you, and now y'all are teaching all the people that tune into this show for him, I know he's at home having a moment. Like I know he is. So what is it that you want people to take away from what y'all are saying today? Well, actually, I'm sorry. I'm moving too fast because people are like, no, you got to talk about the video. What did y'all, how did that video, that clip make you all feel? What was your reaction to it?
It made me feel happy when I seen everybody smile and like light up with joy when he joined.
Mm-hmm.
It showed me that like real love, like when you treat someone like family, teachers and stuff, like it would never fade. You can always have that person in your corner.
Mm.
It definitely reminded me of an old teacher that I haven't seen in a while, and I'm just like, people do come in your life and have a huge impact on you, and you remember people like that. So I want someone to feel that way about me in the future.
That's what's up, man. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, it's like again, it's like family reuniting. Like that was like sad. I mean, happy with both. Yeah.
Well, it's both. I mean, here's the thing, right? Like, so again, we kids that grew up in Oakland, right? So it's like, and I was born in Chicago, so there's all that stuff. But we were talking about a friend of ours that died. All of us have like lost a lot of people. We lost a lot of people when we were kids, and we continue to lose people. We have a lot of folks that just die soon. So I think it was just interesting when I watched it and somebody pointed this out. It was like, damn, y'all went from like showing love and lifting up a dead friend to like instant joy, like in like a split moment. And that's the duality of where we are mentally right now, right? Like every single day when we turn on the news, it's like something else has happened to a Black person. Right. It's like, oh, it's some gang violence here. It's some cop stuff here. It's racism here. It's do want to watch birds in the park here, right? Like, and it feels like the attacks are just coming from everywhere. And then you got to create your own joy. Like that's a manic episode that I just described. A manic episode is like really low lows and really high highs, right? Like, and if we don't get that regulation down, it could just be rough. And what I would tell y'all as y'all go off to college, and I wish I had known this and somebody said it to me. One, there is nothing wrong with therapy. Make sure y'all are all going together, which is really, really dope. Like it's good to have somebody there. Make sure you find people that have been through this stuff that you can talk to and that you can process stuff with. because you can feel really alone. Even when you go to college in your own city, you can feel really alone. That's a bit of advice that I have for y'all. So let me let y'all go soon, man. What impact? What do you want people to take away from this talk today? And Jaden is going to get all of y'all's information for his show that he's producing and writing that I haven't seen the treatment for. Jaden, that was for you, buddy. Ariel, we're going to start with you. What do you want people to take away from our conversation today?
I want people to see that there are some youth that is educated, that knows what's going on, that's aware that's what's going on, and who wants to make a change. So still have hope in the youth, because I know some people that think our youth or this generation in general is not the ideal generation, but we are strong, we are educated, and we can do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just need for everybody to keep, like, people like you to keep educating the youth so we can make things like this bigger.
Yeah.
So we can bring in more students.
That's what's up. And I'm gonna need Jaden to take that on, because I'm leaving in a little bit. Like, listen, I'm letting y'all know. Like, I am going to an undisclosed location and turning my phone off, and people are not gonna see me for years. So I gotta give all this to Jaden. So Jaden, you know what I'm saying, can Jaden need to be lifting up these voices all over the country, but I'm gonna get him right though.
Yes.
Right. Sissy, let's go straight. Let's stay in the family. What you take from there?
I just want people to see, what Ariel said pretty much, like that there are people who is youth in general who's educated. We are aware of what's going on. Don't think children or younger people are not wise. Some adults think we don't know what we're talking about, or they don't know what they're doing, but it's just like I said, we're the future. You got to listen to us, and we are all of this. We're hearing and we're seeing everything like you all, and we will make a difference. We will make a difference.
Charlene,
want this to be spreaded.
Oh, go ahead. I got you. I didn't mean to cut you off, sis. I thought you were done.
Sorry, I had to talk a little bit.
It's all good. Next time you gotta have that water right there. You know what I'm saying?
Water,
you gotta have it. Charlene.
I want people to believe that it's still a future. Like, the youth is still the future. We're still going to be that huge impact for America. Keep trying to reach out to us and make sure you get our opinion on the situation and try to pick our minds a little bit to figure out how we are. Make sure you know how we're doing during this time.
Yes.
All right. Go ahead, Jaden. What you wanna leave? What do you want people to take from this today?
Yeah, so I want people to take away the fact that what y'all do impacts us, and you guys are gonna leave a legacy that we're gonna have to take in and run.
Right.
So yeah.
Not kidding.
That's why I feel like our voices matter now, because what happens now will affect what happens in 50 years, 100 years. So there's that. And yeah, of course, just listen to us. I feel like it's like the only way the youth has been able to express their voices this year, like in a mass way, is protest, right? The only way we was able to express, for the most part, in the masses. And I feel like that's like sort of unacceptable. There needs to be some like legislation and some like something done legally that has to do.
Yes, you better speak.
Have an impact on. So yeah, it's just like having that these previous generations listen to in a better way.
Mm-hmm. That's what's up. And then I appreciate you, Jaden. I think you came on and killed it, and I think all of you did an amazing job. For our young ladies, you all have the final word, and I want you to. Your final word is whatever you want to say directly to Dr. Fuller, and I'm going to give you the full screen to do it. And Charlene, you are up.
Oh. Thank you, Dr. Fuller, for everything you have done for me. Continue to be the Black great man you are. Continue to push for change. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for everything. I can't thank you enough.
That's awesome. Ariana, what do you want to say to Dr. Fuller?
Thank you, Dr. Fuller, for everything. I love you and I hear you. I hear everything you tell me. I soak up all the information you have given me. I look up to you. You're my role model. All the things you did in the past and the things you still do today. We appreciate it. And I wish you the best in life in general. Thank you for everything.
That is awesome. The other Miss Williams.
No struggle, no progress. Know that you make a difference and don't give up when you see your first failure. And I love you so much, Dr. Fuller. Thank you for everything.
Y'all was great, man. So everybody, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Dr. Fuller, Shirlene Roberts, Ariana Williams, Ariel Williams, Jaden Cummins. I am Dr. Charles Cole. You have been at the bonus session, the midway point of Howard's University. We will be back to our regularly scheduled program next week with some more amazing stuff to leave with you all. Let's give these young people another round of applause. We're very, very proud of them. And we will see you all next time. Be gentle with each other. Take care of each other. And as the young lady said, adults, we need to stop overreacting and we need to act like we got some sense because they watch.
Bye.
Bye.